Quick question for SpaceX employees and former employees with company stock. Do you know what actually happens to your equity when the company goes public? Because a lot of people assume an IPO means instant payout, and that's usually not how it works. At a high level, an IPO simply means the company is going to transition from private to publicly traded. For equity owners, that can create the opportunity for liquidity, which is the ability to eventually turn this equity into cash. But it doesn't happen automatically. One of the most common misconceptions is that your options just turn into money. In reality, stock options are not shares yet. You typically have to exercise those options to convert them into shares. And only then can you potentially sell, depending on different restrictions. Vesting also still matters. If your options aren't fully vested, the IPO isn't going to change that. They'll continue to vest based on your original schedule. And if you've already left the company, you may be working within a limited window to exercise any unexercised options. That's something a lot of people overlook. Even once the company does go public, you may not be able to sell right away. There are often lockup periods, trading windows, and other restrictions that can delay when you actually have access to liquidity. So the IPO creates opportunity, but not immediate access. From there, the decisions become more important. When should you exercise your options? Do you do that before the IPO or wait until after? Once shares are tradable, do you hold, sell, or do some combination of both? And for a lot of people, there's also a bigger question. How much of your net worth is tied into one company stock? Because concentration risk becomes very real at that point. This is where planning ahead tends to make the biggest difference. You want to understand what you own, how it works, and what your options are before things start to move quickly. This can help you make a more intentional decision around your equity. Because once an IPO happens, timelines compress, decisions tend to come faster. So if you want to get clarity on your options and what a plan could look like for you, schedule a free 30-minute Explore meeting with me at babinwealth.com/SpaceX.